How did I survive my first negative event without using? Okay, my first negative event was an argument with my fiance. That definitely is always one of the first negative events that you go through when you first come out of a detox or rehab. Because there's always, you're always going to have some type of relationship issues if involved in a relationship, which in my case I am. So how I survived my first negative event without using was that when I got into an argument with my fiance, I totally did the opposite of what I was so used to doing when I did use. First of all, when I caught myself, when I started getting angry about the situation, and I took a deep breath, and I realized to myself and made I realized that I needed to first of all cool down. So that's what I did. Instead of continuing feeling my anger and exploding and screaming, I took it easy. Okay? Second of all, I started just agreeing to whatever the argument was, whether I was wrong or right, just taking the weight for it and making myself look like she was right 100%. I gave it all to her. I didn't try to debate the issue. Even though I knew I was right, I gave it to her and made her believe that whatever she was arguing about, it was true, and she was right. I didn't want to try to correct her on the debate and the argument that we had. And then third of all, I called my counselor and I let him know the truth of what happened. So in other words, I did not release my negative anger towards my fiance, but I was able to then release it with my counselor. So that helped me a whole lot to not go back and to pick up another bag of heroin, because I realized that I had to call someone and speak about it, because if I didn't, I would end up walking out the door still with that anger hanging on my shoulders, and eventually I was going to do what I always did and react to it by feeding myself some drugs. So what I did was I called my counselor and I explained to him what happened. And by me doing that, I was able to avoid from picking up again and releasing all the stress and frustration that was built within me during the argument that I had. So that was one way that I helped myself from not relapsing during my first event. Yes.